Well, good morning, Interbet fans, and welcome to the preview for the Greyville Poly track meeting, Sunday the 24th of October. Well, rain about. We had 9 millimeters last night. There's been rain all over the week, and the track is rain affected, which you know what that means. We could end up having no racing because certainly this track doesn't seem to go very well with water. But anyway, let's hope. And as a result, we've done some pretty good studying, and we kick off with this 8-race program at 12:40. That's 20 to 1, 1400 meter maiden plate, and I think this is where we start with a decent bet. I think that a King's Return #1 looks like the right horse here. Drawn 1, everything in its favour. Had a couple of starts. Third run now. Sean Veal rides it. He's the right rider for the horse, and I think the distance should suit him very well. If he does fluff his lines, well, there are a couple that come into it with some sort of chance. Bim Bam Buddy improved last time on the Poly, and have a close look at this one. For all your exotics, got to have a chance. Bugsy Malone, expected to run well, but I didn't like it that it's got the Cornell collar fitted. And then Sang City, the blinkers are off this one for Louis Huerson and Muzieni number 11, but has got some form to recommend in some places, but seems like he's got problems, Sang City. But anyway, they look like the ones who should fight it out. Race 2, maiden plate, fillies and mares. They go 1400 meters, and when I first looked at the thing, I thought, oh, one butt at a time, this is the right race for it. Anton Marcus awarded everything. Had the cheek pieces fitted, everything in his favour. But when you start looking at the field, Lily of Orange has got to be a huge runner, number 5. Keegan de Mello, decent time, and a good run behind Sea of Tranquility. And then And We Danced, improved last. The time wasn't quite as good over the course and distance. Warren Kennedy gets the ride for Dennis Bosch. He's ridden it the last twice, so that goes into your play. Fearless Kitty, third run on the Poly. Third run goes on the Poly for the first time. Could be a big improver. And We Danced. Never Ending Love was the other one. Kamalo booked for this one. He rode it 2 runs ago, and expect this to go well as well. So quite open this race turned out to be. Race 3, maiden fillies and mares. 1200. Well, with the scratching of Diamonds and Dust number 2, I thought she was the right horse. I've gone for Retail Therapy, 3 from 6 course and distance, and the same type, exactly the same type of profile as Blush of Dawn, 3 from 6 course and distance. Blush of Dawn gets Marcus, Retail Therapy gets Gates. Now, what was interesting was that Warren Kennedy was booked for Diamonds and Dust, and that's why I took it. So his wife's horse, Retail Therapy, gets Gates again, and Gates will probably give it a decent ride. Now Shima's the one to be careful of. 1 from 3 and runs on this filly. Greeth and Yeats and Donald Duck, as they call him, gets a ride on it, claim the 4. The best horse in the race is Vian's Pie, got 67.5, claim the 4. Brewer now rides it, not Rachel Venica, and I can tell you Brewer's not in the same league as Rachel Venica. As you have a look at their profiles, you'll see that from draw 7, Caden Brewer's got a big job to do, but this is the best horse in the race. Window for Africa to Africa might improve. Race 4, Graduation, 1200. Luna Cam looks like the business. First run on the Poly, though, very nice win, maiden win, won very easily, and that was very, very impressive. I'm hoping it goes well for a good bunch of partners, lots of rugby players in there, although I don't think Manfred Rower ever been a rugby player, he's just a vet. But anyway, they're good guys and hope it goes well. But it's not cut and dried. Here Comes the Rain, third run, looks like an improver, as does Iron Tail. Ashford Castle rested, 1 from 1 course and distance. And then the horse that really could be the upset horse is Gallic Chief, number 6. I know it's only at 33 to 1. Kamalo jumps on it again. He rode it a couple of runs ago, and it ran no type of race. But this horse, if he lets it bowl along in front and he settles in front, he could be very hard to peg back. Race 5, merit rated 65, fillies and mares. They go 1,000 meters. I made it absolute 2-horse race. My top choice was Voice Notes, which is the second favourite. Third run, merit rated, distance, everything in his favour, drawn 1, and Godden gets to ride it. He rode it his last 2. But Quarot is an interesting horse. Now, this horse is owned by Jockey Club Stewart, and it's quite interesting to see how this horse's merit ratings come down. And I think this is the race they probably targeted for this horse. Everything looks right, but have a look at a couple of its runs. Really, it could have finished quite a lot closer a couple of times. Muzieni gets to ride it. Will the course suit it? It's had 2 bad runs on the course, but it does look like the right horse. Naomi, always competitive. Gets Donald Gearson again. Claim 4, could go well. Race 6, merit rated 76, and they go 1800 meters. The favorite here is Arumagum, number 9. Tristan Godden rides it again for Peter Muscat. Gone up in the merit rating, this horse, but he's won pretty well. He won his maiden well, and then he won well last time, came from off them and won very well. But this is not so easy. So what are the dangers? Command Control 2 from 3 course. Needed his last run badly. Will probably improve. He's had over a month since then. Shane Humby, his trainer, probably put a bit of work into him, and he was very, very overweight first time he came to the races. That's why I like the scale. When they weighed them, you knew exactly what the situation was. You knew exactly what a horse like Command Control was going to run off, and certainly the weight makes a big difference. So what are the dangers to those two? Number 2, Monarchy. I think he's ready, and I think he's a very good each-way bet, this horse, 16-1. And Cap'n Pride won 3 times on the course, and certainly likes the poly track and expect that to go well. The Bayou, always competitive. When you see Marcus jump on it, give it a chance. Race 7. Merit rated 65. This is the fillies and mares handicap. My goodness, or it's an open handicap actually. It's not fillies and mares. Ruby Slipper is the top weight. She's a mare, but it's not between the horses that are well drawn. Fever and Fists of Fire look like the 2 to me that are going to fight it out. Number 7 and number 9. They've both got good form. Fever loves a poly. I like the booking of Kennedy for this one. I think he'll go very well, Fever. He looks like he's pretty well handicapped as a 3-time winner of a merit rating of 58. And Fists of Fire, well, he's got a couple of fair post-maiden runs, should go well here, but it's not cut and dried. Number 11, Rock With Me, looks like an improver, Kamala for Yadav Singh. And number 12, Living Waters, goes into all your play with Rachel Venica, claim 4. But the find of the race is number 8, Lord of the Manor, Mark Dixon's horse with Ashton Aries. If Aries gives us a good ride, this could end up winning it. Race 8, Maiden Plate, 1600 meters. Fantastic Impact comes back to the right track for him, and Warren Kennedy gets a ride. Have a close look at him, number 1. 2, Tenacious Time. I think this is probably the horse they've all got to beat. Very good run last time behind Royal Monarch, and looks like pretty much ready for a race like this. So Tenacious Time, although a 5-year-old, he's relatively unexposed. Be very careful of number 4, My Lord and Master. Second run, looks like a big improver. Veal gets on him, probably the right trip. And then the 2 others that I found was Atlantic City 6, the Justin Snaith runner with Keegan DeMello aboard it, go well. And then the favourite, Kanyasi and Lela, well, this has got a very good first run behind its name. If it improves on that first run as a 1-horse race, it should be able to win. But sometimes these horses run with a little bit of adrenaline first time out, and the second time they have a very good look at the course. Tricky draw 9. But gets Kamala, which is a huge, huge plus. Bowl Premier number 12 goes into all your quartets with Muzieni aboard it. So let's hope we get through the card. Should be an interesting day. From me, James Goodman, and the whole Interbet team. As I said, the betting and running for the cricket was unbelievable. You could have actually made quite a lot of money if you went with the outsider all the way through and covered yourself. It certainly was a good game to watch, and there'll be more cricket today, and the start of this ICC World Cup. Very interesting to watch what happens in the first 6 overs. Have a good one, but in the meantime, let's go and play some Vegas games. Always fun, and always a chance to get some decent money.